What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? That was a reasonable win yesterday against Zam. Let's see if we can do it again. Okay, we have survived pieces against Eli Rav from Sweden. Okay, and we are no, he's decided he didn't want to play. Okay, right, Moebius version 2. This is our 14-day playing streak. Why do I care? And we've played the Réti / Zuckertot opening. Okay, and we have d5. This makes sense, you know, you're going to see this a lot. Your opponent knows they should put a pawn in the center, and they can't do this. I have actually had that twice. I just take the pawn and then put my knight back. It's quite funny. Anyway, so we're going to play c4. He had a really good chess boot camp live. You know this thing that I keep saying about the worse that you play, the better it makes your opponents seem to play and stuff like that. And, you know, there's this old chestnut about, oh, you know, people never play that badly when I'm playing them. You know, everyone at 800, 900 is an absolute genius. Because the tighter you play, the harder you make it for your opponent to find good moves, and the easier you make it for your opponent to make mistakes. Okay. So, this is interesting. This is apparently the Agincourt defense against the English. So it makes sense to take here, right? But at the same time, we could just develop. I think I might give my opponent another bite at the cherry here. They've just kind of blocked in their light square thing. Anyway. So what was I saying? Yeah, we had a game last night in my session. So first we did 20 really pretty positions. So I collect these nice, you know, like the ones I make shorts about. You know, this is a mini puzzle or whatever. And I collected 20 that I haven't made shorts about, all of which are saved in the tactics drills, things that you can do on Chess Bootcamp Live. So we went through 20 of those in increasing difficulty in the first hour. And in the second hour, we played the 1600 bot. What was it? Pablo. And we made Pablo. Pablo played, he got a 950 against the ELO in the end of it. Would he stop it? Right? 950 from a 1600 bot. Because we played really well. It was like 85 accuracy or something. It was pretty good from the group. Okay. So anyway, back to the chess. So he's developed tonight. Makes sense. Right, now if I take here... So I'm attacking this pawn twice. He's actually defended it 3 times. And we should probably just develop. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking g3, bishop g2. That's what I'm thinking. Again, I'm giving him another opportunity to capture the pawn on c4. So one of the really interesting themes of that game was, particularly in the opening, like the first 7 or 8 moves, was whether we can develop a piece. It sounds absolutely simplistic. Surely d4. I mean, come on. I mean, he's literally put a bishop there. He is inviting me now to play a move that progresses my interests, right? d4. It's a move I'd like to play anyway. If he goes here or here, I could even push c5. But this is just free. This is free money for me. You know? And I might choose to bring this bishop out and then push e3. Don't know. So yeah, really, really fascinating about this. Can I develop? That really should be the first thing in the opening. Okay, so he's moved the bishop again. Now I could just kick him again, right? Then he can't stay there. He can't go there. It's either back here or back home. Now, so then I have to say, okay, if I do this and he takes, I take back with the b-pawn. I'm cool with that. Because he's already moved this bishop once, twice, right? That would be 3 moves. Yeah? So let's say a3, bishop takes knight, b takes. Okay? That means I've got kind of slightly messed up pawns here, but they are all off the mark, you know? I've got one piece developed. I'm ready to develop this and castle. Opponent is also ready to castle. So then it's kind of the question, well, do I need to kick the bishop? Well, I could just fianchetto. I could just castle my king. Right? And that's what I think I'm going to do. I think just bishop here. I could put my bishop there. I could pin that knight. But let's do this. I mean, am I worried about this? Knight comes in. 2 attackers on the knight, right? So let's say I do this, he comes in. That's defended only once. So I would need to defend my knight again. With probably queen here, yeah? Or bishop d2, actually. So with that in mind, I think it is actually worth, because I'm just slightly concerned about knight e4. I think it is worth putting the question to the bishop. If he goes here, it's terrible, because b4, there, and we close the door, and that is a trap. It's a trap. Uh-oh. Was that wrong? Too late now. Name the film. We've actually had a quote from that film in the last week. Well, I'm pointing that way already, so I guess I'll go down. She chose down. Okay, I'm going to take the knight. The bishop is going nowhere. Okay, now, I could put my knight here. It's defended by my dark squared bishop. I could put my knight here. It's centralized. If it's disturbed, well, only a pawn can disturb it because it's actually defended by a pawn there. So I like the look of that move. There is an argument for knight d2 attacking this pawn. And also remember, I'm about to centralize, yeah? I'm not. I'm about to take this bishop. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So if I go here, takes, probably c takes. Don't think it massively matters. But I wouldn't be unhappy with my knight on c4 either. Apparently this transmuted into an English opening Anglo-Indian hedgehog system. Go figure. Da 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 da. I think the biggest difference you can get, you know, when you like get to 1000, you get into the intermediate thing. The biggest difference to your chess is if you get to enjoy calculation and that forecasting. That's that. Oh my! I mean, that is 1000 to 2000. I think. You know, if I do this, what's my opponent going to do? Okay, now we have options here. If I take, we could have a trade of queens, right? Now I'm going to be up a piece for a pawn. If I take with a b pawn, there, we could trade queens. My king moves. It ain't a problem. It really just ain't a problem. Here I have an isolated a pawn. And that ain't a problem either. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this and probably e3. Build a little, you know, construction there. Still bishop g2. Bishop g2 hits the pawn. My knight has squares to go to. It obviously can't go there or there, but it can go there or there. So. All's well that ends well. But remember, we have not finished the game yet. Yeah, you just got to be wary of these forward pawns that can end up with the trap there. Okay, what's the idea there? Okay, he's defending the pawn. But he's defending the pawn with his most valuable possession, which is his queen. So I'm thinking castles looks nice. I can't see anything else I want to do, really, quite honestly. Yes, there's e3. e3 blocks in my bishop. So I kind of need to decide, where does this bishop want to live, you know. I could stick it on f4. This pawn is undefended here, by the way. Adds a defender to the knight. I think that's a perfectly fine move, but that's defended. Let's just castle. Sod it, just castle. f4, yeah, he's got g5, but if he pushes g5, I mean, I'm happy there. In fact, I won't put my bishop there because it, blocks the queen's defense of the d4 pawn. But this, and you know, in these setup, actually, that's not a bad idea. Eyeing up this rook. Do you know what I mean? So this, but first I might want to push e3 to defend this pawn with a pawn. Having said that, he can't push that pawn anyway. Right. Now I'm just thinking trade skis, you know. There. Queen takes. My bishop wants to come around here. See, you should always ask yourself, can I let my opponent... In fact, bishop f4 here, and knight takes and takes, but then f6, and I have to come back to f4, right? Oh no, I can attack this pawn. So I could actually develop the bishop, right? It's never too late to complete development. You know, connecting the rooks is a good thing because they're defended. So how about bishop f4 here? On the other hand, right? So bishop f4, knight takes, bishop takes, hitting this pawn, queen comes back to d7 or d8. I have a bishop here. It's okay. But my hunch is that my bishop would be happier here. See, the alternative is, I take the knight, queen takes knight, bishop here. Queen defends this pawn naturally. Anyway, what's my bishop doing? So I'm not in love with either of those ideas. I'm just going to push e3, bishop d2, bishop b4. Like this, the queen will be on here, blocking the pawn. Right? My bishop is permanently eyeing this pawn. I'm going to push e3 now. Right? He's got a bishop, which ain't the best bishop in the world, but this move is very likely to come, right? Now, do I want to de-encourage that move? Do I want to play f4? This is a kind of key strategic thing that I would be asking myself here. He wants to get his bishop out, right? And he wants to mess up my pawn chain. So if he takes here and takes. So I could even think about bishop b2. So if he does this, I'm like, do your worst, you know? I take. And now my bishop's eyeing up the g pawn. That's a thought. We could do bishop here, so if it takes, we just trade off, but why? You know, this is a splendid bishop. Funny how bishops can exert a strong influence over the weak-minded. Ooh, this we were not expecting. What the hey? He's put, instead of moving his pawn out of the way of his bishop, he's decided to throw another pawn up. Now, okay, let's think about f4. f4 I like for the fact that it de-encourages this, so I can just take, right? Now here, what if he takes en passant? Well, bishop takes, hitting queen. I'm happy with that. Yeah, bishop takes, queen is hit. These pawns are looking flaky, and this is now a liability. You know, if my bishop can get to there, so I'm playing f4. I'm doing it. Now, we do have severe closure going on here. However, my bishops can... Yeah, come on. Gotta be. Like I say, my bishops actually can attack from over here as well. Maybe, you know? These squares. Push this pawn forward. This, I don't like these pawns for black, I have to say. Like, queen here, and this pawn is pinned, you know. That ain't a bad move. In fact, queen here, not only is this pawn pinned, but we also have two attackers on the b7 pawn as well. So you look at this board and you think, okay, who's better here? Well, you know, we're up in material, but something about this king being on this long diagonal, or fairly long diagonal. There are longer diagonals. So what's this one? 7, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. Yes. Is that a little rash? Here, queen can't take. Pawn can't take because I win the rook. Bishop can't block me in because I take that as well. Here I hit the queen. Let's say the queen just moves out of the way. Let's say I take. I've got 3 attackers. Queen buggers off out the way. I take. Whatever happens is big bada boom, isn't it? Bada boom. Also thinking, kind of half thinking about this idea as well, but that blocks off the queen's view of b7. There, queen takes, you lose. There, queen comes here, you lose. There, this takes. He probably just won't take, he'll probably just move the bishop out of the way. But that's leaving that rook. Yeah. There, queen moves. I get a pawn. But is it worth it? I'm going back to this idea. Because that's actually a double attack, right? We've got a discovery on the rook, and we hit the queen, and we hit b7 as well. So that wins material. And I think we have time to build a greater threat. But it's at these points in these games when I need to be very careful not just to focus on my own attack, because I have been caught unawares with my trousers down in the past. Queen defends this, bishop defends this, but what's he got? This is the thing, right? Yeah, he's blundered a piece by just not noticing the bishop trap. This bishop's awful. Look, he's now got 3 bits in the way of it, and a pawn in the way, and that way. Right? This pawn is... These 2 pawns I do not like. Okay. Well, that changes nothing. Our plan continues. So he's on 9 minutes 30, I'm on 7:40. So, you know, is this a Réti? Yeah, it's like a Réti. But I'm okay. All right. Okay. So well spotted. However, he has moved another pawn. Now he's also locked it onto a light square. Okay. That isn't the question that, you know, I looked for my attack and said, oh, isn't that a clever attack? What I didn't look for is, can my opponent easily refute the attack? The answer is yes. And it also takes away the option of c6 attacking this pawn. But, hey ho. Okay, so with moving his king as well there, he's unpinned this pawn. Excuse me. So, I feel like this rook needs to improve its prospects. This is technically a backwards pawn. It's defended right now only by the queen. So, I mean, rook a e1 makes some sense there. And we need to get a crack on as well. Now, I could just start to think about simplification here as well. Also notice this rook is undefended. Why? Because his bishop's not got out on the board. Why? Because everything's in its way. So, should the queen undefend this and I move this bishop out of the way, I could think about actually capturing that pawn, because if b takes, the rook hangs. Then the first thing that I look for then is, can this bishop move with check? No, because my king's on a dark square. That's fine. Or if the bishop could move with check, I could lose the queen to the other rook. So I know that's a bit of a long way off, but let's say I bring my bishop back here to defend this pawn. You know, the queen absent-mindedly stops defending this pawn. So let's say the queen goes here or here, then I can capture that, because this pawn will be pinned after the bishop moves. Yeah? So that might be my next move. And this is something I'll quite often do. Like even in blitz games, it's just hello Dolly. Now, yes, we have the option of en passant, and that comes with a discovery on this rookie rook. Takes, hits, threats. Too tempting. I'm doing it. I'm doing it with 6.5 minutes on the clock. That was not the best move. Now, after I take here, he can take back with... Oh, no. You did not just blunder your rook. En passant is a special pawn move by which a pawn captures another pawn that has advanced 2 squares. Thank you for that, chess.com. Okay. It attacks our rook now, precious. Now, I can retreat. So, again, we just calculate. I could, for example, bishop takes here, check. Queen recaptures, yes? I move my rook out of the way. Or, I move my rook out of the way, I lose my bishop, and I haven't got a pawn. So this intermezzo, desperado. I also have bishop e2, actually. Bishop e2, he just takes my... So I think this is just a kind of a no-brainer. A no-brainer. Yeah, and then I might do this, because I'm going to be up a rook. And that is a happy place to be in. Actually, if queen takes as well, this pawn does hang. I appreciate my rook is still hanging, so we need to do something about that. I could play rook f2, giving myself the option of maybe capturing this pawn. King takes, huh? Okay, because also if queen takes, not only is that hanging, but that would be hanging too. So I'm thinking bishop e2 is nicer, Because it also opens up my rook on the F file. If takes, rook takes. And again, look where we've ended up, right? Not the prettiest pawn. I mean, my pawns aren't brittle, right? This guy in particular is weak, but it is defended. Okay. Interesting. Now here, if you take, my queen is attacked twice, but I can just capture, right? My king's on a dark square, I'm happy about that. This, what you're gonna do. If you push, you lose your bishop. If you take, I take back. I'm up a rook, for goodness sake. I want to trade things off. Yeah, I want to trade these bishops off. Pawn-wise, there's 2 of each on the queen side. Sorry, well, yeah. And on the king side, we've got 3 each. So pawn-wise, we're actually pretty even. So I don't think there's going to be any, there's no kind of pawn majority anywhere. Because I've kind of got these 2 guys covered. So my extra rook here should tell. The question is now, let's say he just holds fire and don't do nothing. Am I trading? There. Pawn takes I'll be fine with. Rook takes. My bishop's defended. I just move the queen. Put the queen on a dark square. Okay. What's your game? Do I take here? I think I do. That is the name of the game. The name of the game is trading shit off. So I don't see a check. Well, I mean, I think the only legal check is this, which loses. So, okay, 5 minutes 20 for me. He's just under 7 minutes. So we do have an increment on this game. Bishop. I'm just trading everything. I'm not even thinking about that. Okay, I'm just going to come here. So now it's 4 pawns on 4. I have an extra rookie rook, so I'm going to do something like this. Right, there's 2 open files on the board. 1, 2. Right, we have some semi-open as well. That. But this ought to be now a relatively straightforward finish. My backwards pawn is defended twice. I'm a little vulnerable maybe on these light squares. Notice all my pawns are on dark squares. Okay. I really don't need to do a lot here. Am I worried about queen here? No, no, no. Right? So, can I do this? I reckon. If takes, could even take that with a queen. Maybe a rook. See, what can he do? He can go there. That's his only safe square because he's limited laterally, yeah? So it's either trading or he goes there. If he goes there, I could drop my queen back and hit him again. Then he's probably going to retreat up here. The good question to ask yourself is what move would I love to make even if I can't? So that's kind of what I'm looking at now. I've even got this as well, just facing off the queens. And if the queen moves, maybe threatening this, you know, creating problems. This really is a. We've got 2 en passants. Hey, you got 2 en passants in one game. There we go. Yeah. This really is for white to lose at this point. You know, there's absolutely no reason why I should lose this. Okay, there we go. There is the rook. And my next move, I think, should be this. If the queen goes here and attacks this pawn, it's still defended. Notice I'm also obscuring this pawn as well, so she's really got to defend that. I think we're gonna have queen e4. And I've got rook here, have I? She can't go there, she can't go there, she can't go there. She can't go there, she can't go there, she can't go there. Rook here. She's almost trapped. If she goes here and I go there, the only good square she's got is to go back there. Then I take, and that's getting very near to curtains, you know. Oh, we had a beautiful, well, two really nice queen traps in our exercises yesterday. I really should share those, but. Oh, ha! Well, you offer it to me willingly. Okay. I mean, what I'm thinking about is just lifting the king up here. I'm just going to do that. If he plays rook here, I've got rook f2, face it off. I want my king here. I want to get my king centralized. Moebius is from international. What does this mean? It means you've forgotten to set your country, yeah? h4 looks fine. This pawn is weak. Yeah, he's got these two isolated pawns here. My pawns are at least in pairs, which mean, for example, h4, king f3. My king defends the rearmost of each pawn. Rook here. Attack this. What are you going to do? Are you going to defend it? Huh? Also, this pawn is pinned, notice. So the move e3 is a possibility. And now he's down under 4 minutes, you see. Now he's having to think. And I'm on 5 minutes 46, because it's very easy. Watch this. Right, hold my beer, but it's very easy to make non-mistakes now. And this is what we're saying. This is what I keep banging on about. About how, you know, when you're in a strong position, it's easy to find good moves. It's very hard for my opponent to find good moves here. Could I actually simply double up the rooks on that pawn? I mean, come on. Like I say, look, the king's got everything. Look. Bangity, bangity, bang. Big bada boom. Eminently resignable position. No shame in resigning from here. Don't you think? Ilya was not a good sport because he didn't show up to the game. Okay, here he has a check. I could just block it. So I'm also threatening this pawn, which are undefended at this moment in time. Rook f1 check, rook f2. Stick that up your nose. Now you need to move your rook. Yeah? Because what I've done is I've counter-threated. Aha! And now the rook comes off the board. And now you're screwed. Pawn is still pinned. So cannot progress. I'm going to do this. I might do this, actually. This! And pawn can't take and pawn can't move. And what else can defend the pawn? Nothing, right? However, now he's got this. So here, yeah, come on. I mean, this is now a walk in the park. And he's on 3 minutes 10. This, and he can't even push that pawn with check, because he'd be putting himself in check as well. And that, my friends, is against the rules. Das ist verboten. Interdit. This king can't go to either side of the rook. I'm gonna take this pawn, and you die. Pure and simple. You can't go there. 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 This pawn can't move. So the king now has to go backwards. So shall we try and finish the job with king and rook? Let's do the quick way. So we've cut off now the 6th rank, yes. So now I'm going to move my king up. He should now just move sideways, right? Okay. Yeah. So he can actually just hold me out. It's because of this pawn being in the way, because I couldn't take opposition there. So I might have to use the pawn. But this is fine. Make sure we don't stalemate him, that's all. I can even just pre-move that, but I haven't got pre-moves enabled, which is probably not a bad thing. There. Even if he goes here, that comes with check. That's discovered check. 5 potential moves. Doesn't really matter which one you make. Let's make a queen and just try and finish the job. I know that, like in Blitz, I could pre-move this, because I know it's almost certain to come with check, and it's a protected square. Let's give him another check. He's got to go here or here. My rook now comes over, yes. Okay, he has a square. If I played my rook here, that would be stalemate. And that would be a tragedy. If I go here, he's got to move here or here, right? And he does have 2 squares. If he goes here, I can actually push the pawn with check. Then he's forced here. If he goes there, I think... Okay. He's still got 2 squares. 3 squares, actually. Now, how do we finish this? Maybe I just make a waiting move. He's got 3 squares to play with. There. He has to go there. Rook in, he's flushed out here. Queen there is checkmate. Yes? So check, king h3, rook h1, check, here, mate. Good. Good. Quite pleased with that checkmate as well at the end. I know it wasn't, but the number of simple things that I missed there in situations like that. You'd be amazed. Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, here we are, pasting in the PNG. Okay, place your bets. How was that? How was it? I think it's going to be relatively accurate because my opponent blundered the bishop trap early on, which made life easier for me. So I'm going to say 76 accuracy and 1550, something like that. One blunder from black and 79 accuracy, 79.8 from him. That's not bad. But 84.8, that's like 1700 level, isn't it? No mistakes, no misses, no blunders, 2 inaccuracies. And 2 really good moves, b4 and c5. That's the bishop trap. Oh, bosh, 1800 and excellent middle game. Excellent. Wow. Wowzers trap. Well, there's not much to study there. We'll just have a bit of a geekiness. Okay, so last book move. Ah. There's something about the Queen's Gambit declined. It's offering me as a course. Okay, so that wasn't great. And does allow the knight to be kicked. Ah, yes, you're right about that. But then I guess I could kind of go Black Tango style and do this. Best move here. Of course, the immediate d4. And then we are in a QGD. We're in a Queen's Gambit declined, which is a very different proposition. But, you know, maybe maybe I'm going to find some QGDs. Maybe I am. Or, yeah, it is, isn't it? Because it's almost like it would be a French if I had e4. Interesting. Anyway, so yes, so d4 the move there. Okay. Inaccuracy. Again d4. Yeah. Saying take the down center. And yeah, this. Yeah. And of course now d4. Okay, so you know, I was keeping it in my pocket, fishy. Here, not bad. Yeah. We did have this conversation. And that's a blunder. And remember, he only took 10 seconds over that move. And bash, bash, only one good move on the board, that's what it means. So, yeah. Yeah. So this is a desperado capture, just taking that pawn. And really, from this point on, life just gets easier, you know? Trading. That's okay. It's not bad. 2 attackers on there. And the rest is history. So, cool. Enjoyed that. Yeah, like I say, you know, this isn't about... I mean, how much of why I won that game was knowledge and how much of it was just figuring out what's on the board? I mean, you know, some of it is principles that evolve into instinct, and some of it is just pure hard calculation, or not even that hard, you know. But like, you know, opponent did well. It's saying here he played at 1550 level, and he's an 1100, wasn't he? So yes, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Very happy with that middle game. Hang on. Opening accuracy 87.4 and it says good. Middle game accuracy 85.6 and it's excellent. Go figure. Anyway, we shall carry on tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.